and welcome to my first YouTube video playing AirPort CEO. I've done a bit of planning for this, but also I keep changing my mind exactly how I'm going to do things, so it's time to just jump in and start recording. Let's go with... I think it's always funnier when they've got a mustache. Alright, hair color, black hair, skins, yeah, why not? And let's make a more appropriate nose. And thin mouth, I think. How many suit options? Ooh, that's actually, yeah, let's go with that. And I haven't actually thought so far as a name, so I guess it's me. That's Zasia. Under the circumstances, it's really going to be... No, what can we call ourselves? That's a bit silly. Let's just make it simple. Mr. Zasia. Doesn't have a real first name, he's just called Mr. Why not? And I decided that if we're going to have a new airport, it should be somewhere right in the top end, in the middle of absolutely nowhere, but closer to other countries. So, whoops, no, not Antarctica, up near Canada. That sort of makes sense to me. We have 98 domestic airports, excellent. I am using the real international pads, I think it's called. It's one of the settings where instead of large pads always being international, you have to switch it on or off per pad. This airport is called YouPort. YPT? No, U. This is not a sandbox, it's not a large map, and I want to play on difficult. Yeah, difficult. I am fairly new at this game still. I've never actually got as far as having a large pad yet, but hey, I decided it's time to start doing YouTube videos, and why not start with total inexperience? May as well play the game in the same way I'm doing YouTube itself and not knowing what I'm doing. Seems sensible to me. If you're really lucky, I'll figure out how to cut out the loading screen. But let's be honest, I probably won't. I don't need the introduction. And as I think I mentioned already, I've gone through multiple plans of how I was going to do this. So I've done a bit of sandboxing already. Not so much to prove something's going to work, but just to see if it's going to fit. And yes, I am in planning mode. I can't put that down until I've measured out something. Let's use the taxiways fine. 2, 4, 6, not 6, 6, 8. Right. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. Pretty sure that's where I wanted it. Now, up until, let's see, 3 days ago, I had no intention of being a YouTube creator. It's just a spur of the moment thing, hit me in the middle of the night, decided, hey, I'm going to go and do that. So, this might be great, it might not, only time will tell. How far off did I offset that? I think it was just to there. Let's make it there. Definitely still in planning mode. Good. And you'll notice I'm going straight for the asphalt pads and everything. That's not where I wanted those. I wanted to be space. The idea behind having no, this is not in the place I wanted it. Damn. Really thought I had that planned out correctly. Okay. Maybe it's easier to go from the other side. We need to be able to put the service road down here. I have no idea what I was saying a moment ago, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. Alright, pad, pad, pad. Wasn't far off. Yeah, I was out by one. Not a problem. No, the runway was in the right place, I just didn't draw the taxiway correctly. Okay, problem solved. Back to being on plan. Yeah, so I came up with this design on paper, and then I discovered the design I came up with simply does not work. Because it doesn't fit, because of where the public road is. So I've redone it and redone it and redone it and come up with all sorts of different designs, and like I say, it's time to just start building and see if we can make this function at all. These are not in the right place. Needs to be a gap there. It's all a bit confusing because I'm trying to minimize how much taxiway I use without being silly. And that's not the taxiway, that's the taxiway. Trying not to be silly, like you can get away with just doing one and it just looks silly. It just doesn't seem right at all to me. So I'm using 3 because at least that way the planes fit. 3. 3, 3. These ones are in the wrong place now. So if I seem to be having to repeat myself and do this over and over again, you can imagine how many times I've done this already. So you're being spared the worst of it. Right. That is the pattern I was trying to establish. Okay. Now, I don't need those markers anymore. What I started saying was, you'll notice I'm using asphalt and not bothering with grass. I'm pretty certain, because of the running costs of grass versus asphalt, even though this is sort of technically temporary and it's only going to be doing GA flights, it's going to be around so long that the cost difference is going to be paid off. So it's better for me in the long term to use the better surfaces straight off. Now, I have forgotten to pause there, that's fun. We need to go in here and we need to start thinking about having economy operations. We need to think about having contractors. This is under economy, that's under here. Okay, and as usual, yep, 67. No, we want the larger group. Sign that, please. Let's not open that yet. I need to remember the tower. Tower can go in here. Don't like the way that road is connected up. which means I have shifted from my original design again. I'm not going to redraw it. Like I said, let's just get going. There may be traffic issues here eventually. Let's just see what happens. So, build. We need to build the runway. We need to build the ramp. We need to build that line and that line. In fact, we just need to build those. And I can start. I can go back to planning mode while I screw up something else. Because eventually the taxiway needs to connect up again, right? And I really can never think which one of these is which. I might give in and just use the square one. No, I'm going to be coming off the other way. There, I think. Because the idea is this is going to be repeated, and we're going to end up with 24 pads. It's a lot of GA, I realise that. Whether that's going to work out in the long run, again, let's find out. Always leave a gap so the roads don't go screwy. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 5. And that takes up almost that entire length of map. Wow. Okay. The trouble with doing things in sandbox mode is you lose track of where the map borders would have been. So I thought I had more room up the top than that, but never mind. How's the construction going? Have I? Oh, I know what I've done. Contractors! Let's deploy the contractors. That will help greatly. Alright. Back to drawing in my taxiway. The other thing I'm not worrying about right now is a terminal, because the GA flights do not need a terminal. And incidentally, if you've never played this game before and you wonder what the heck GA means, that's General Aviation. Yeah, since I don't like that road being there, I'm going to cut it to there, redrawing that section. Unpause. Contractors to please turn up now. Thank you. There we go. So, how much money do I have left? Over $500,000. Good. Need to finish putting in the taxiway and the ramp. I have played it a bit before, I shouldn't need the tutorial. Yay, they're coming. Excellent. Let's speed that up for a bit. I'm keeping an eye on the contractors right now because there's a limit to how many of them can build a certain object. Other than the runway, I don't know what that limit is. I'm half expecting to find... Nope. Okay, we've run out of contractors. That's fine. I was half expecting to find that point where there were contractors sitting idle. At which point, I could activate more things to be built, but I need to focus on getting the key items built first. I really want the runway before everything else, but hey, that's life. Yeah, so we're starting to have idle contractors, so it's time to build the next section. Yay, runway! I got the ramps? No, still going. There we go. Okay, so pause for a second. Switch that on. Let's make that an entry only. This is an exit only. I believe you can put that further down, but I don't know how far down I can make it without causing problems, and my pads are so far up, it may as well just about be that long anyway. So if I came out here, you'd have planes going in different directions on the same route. By keeping it very simple, it all becomes just a one-way loop. They shouldn't get in each other's way. Just had a mild panic attack. Yes, we are recording. Good. Okay, I also need to open the airport. That will help. It's under this panel. Open the airport, allow general aviation. Okay, oh, I haven't put the taxi lines in. Again, if you haven't played this before, the reason I keep trying to pause and do this as carefully as possible is because everything has an operational cost. The fact that I have a runway is costing me money. If the clock is ticking and there's nothing landing, that's money wasted. And yeah, you have to not just place the surface of a taxiway, you have to give them guidelines of where they're allowed to travel. Okay, is that all connected up? Yes, are all the things functional now? They're green! Sand type general aviation, that's correct. Okay, we should start getting planes landing. Yay! There we go. Okay, cool. And I still have plenty of money. As you saw at the start, I put this on difficult mode. I have no idea if this is going to succeed in terms of financial viability. It's all experimental. It just seems like it should work. Right, now while that's going, slow down the game for a sec. I need to start hiring some people, particularly administrators. I certainly don't need any janitors yet. I'll have 3 administrators because there's 3 good ones there. And I need to give them a task. Yeah. I wrote out a little guide of the things I wanted to get first. Try and do this in some sort of efficient fashion. And structural engineering is one of the first ones I want, oddly enough. So as I was saying about using asphalt instead of grass, you're better off with concrete than asphalt, so I want to be able to get that very early on. And I also want to check, once this is running for a few seconds, yeah, you can do your research even though there are no admins at the airport. It's kind of weird, but I guess, hey, they're working from home, right? Everyone else is. Now the other part of this that's super experimental is I have no idea if there's a limit to how many general aviation flights you can even have. It's entirely possible that having 24 pads like this is a complete waste. Taxiway foundation, why can't I build here? Thank you. There we go. Speaking of build, got money. Yeah, that was going to happen eventually. Right. And I am losing stupendous amounts of money. But that includes construction costs. So now that once the contractors finish building all of this, let it run for a while, and we might hopefully start to see positive income. Can be tricky because it keeps changing every hour. If I switch to daily, it's going to be complete nonsense because I spent nearly $1 million yesterday. It's like, yeah, okay, construction, it doesn't help you work out your actual balance sheet. Okay, not much to go now. And part of my plan here is that the general aviation airport is going to be functioning as an entirely separate terminal to the majority of my airport. So I just want to have this up and running as a steady income, at least for the first 2 or 3 game years. And again, if you've never played this before, game years, for some bizarre reason, are 12 days long. There's no such thing as a month. Day 1, day 2, blah blah blah, day 12, year 2. That confused the absolute stuffing out of me the first time it happened, because I was away from my desk at the time, came back, and it was year 2, and I was thinking, how did 300 and something days go by? What have I done? It wasn't until I got to year 3 and saw it tick over from 12 to 1 that I actually understood what was going on. Okay, now the other thing I need to do at some point in this day is get rid of my contractors so they're not adding to my costs. I still don't have the money for this yet. How many flights have we got here? I am worried we're not going to get anywhere near the 24 I was hoping to have, so this could all be a great big waste of money. But I think we've got more than 12 here, haven't we? 2, 4... Yeah, no, not really. Does it tell me in the dashboard? 10 parked. Well, we'll just have to run it and see. I was going to stick with the plan regardless. Right. Other than that last pad, I'm not going to be using my contractors very much, so let's dismiss the majority. Because they're expensive. They're not really expensive per person, they're just expensive because there's so many of them. What's that, 31? 31 will do. I am definitely making money. I just don't know if it's as efficient as I hoped. The other factor is, as the airport gains reputation, we might get more people turning up, so... What can we do? Oh yes, they'll want a fuel depot at some point. I can obviously wait till I have the money. and I'll have to build in roads to make it work and so on. So let's just get the planes, go round and round. How's this going? Nearly done. Okay, and I would love to jump straight into night flights, but you have to do commercial license first, I think, so let's get that going. Put our admins onto it. That little unbuilt bit is just irritating me. Yeah, we're never really getting above that 10 or 11 in the airport at a time thing. I'm hoping once we get a fuel depot and put in the service roads and everything, that should go up a little. Let's start planning that out, shall we? There's going to be a service road approximately there. And fuel is under here. It's always better to have them just off the road a bit. One of the hardest things in this game is remembering which menu every item is in. Somewhere in here, it may be under terminal. Nope. Somewhere in here is the vehicle checkpoint, which goes that way around. It's going to need to pop in approximately there. Again, we're still in planning mode, that can be ironed out later. Have I got 30,000 yet? I do. Excellent. Let's get that last one constructed, and I think that will be the end of the video. The road's going to have to get extended to about there. Excellent. That's where we're going to call it for today. Hope you enjoyed watching, and let's really hope we get a few more planes next video. Bye bye.